Champions of Dominion, Zeus is speaking. Chapter 6 looks deceptively easy, but one wrong decision with your stall coins, cards or pets can destroy your entire run. There's a specific strategy that turns this chapter from a dangerous resource trap into a controlled victory. Watch this carefully. Right after finishing chapter 5, we headed into chapter 6. But before we could open it, we needed to upgrade our battle buffs, so we pushed them all the way to level 20. That gave us 200 battle buffs, which was enough to unlock the chapter and jump straight into the first battle. Starting with the development shop, we bought the Arachne and Polaris cards, followed by Zeus and Burner. After refreshing the shop, we found another Zeus and Burner, along with Aidan and Kayla. We bought the Aidan and Kayla card, pinned the Zeus and Burner card, and sold Arachne since we didn't need her anymore. With everything ready, it was time for the first battle. This one was fairly straightforward, although it took a little while to finish. We won without losing a single hero, and the Kayla Aidan duo definitely deserves some credit here. The victory gave us 36 stall coins, and we returned to the Talisman screen. This time, we received the Talisman of Sales, which gives us 60 seconds to work with. During this time, we can refresh the development shop as much as we want, up to 30 times. We immediately found Zeus and Burner again, so we bought them. Then we got another Arachne and Polaris card, pinned it, and headed into the next battle since we were out of stall coins. Once again, Kayla's back jump was incredibly useful against this monster. She jumped behind it, stayed right on top of it, and kept dealing damage until the monster went down. Another 36 stall coins were added to our total, and we went straight back to the development shop. We bought a single Polaris card, followed by an Arachne and Polaris card, and pinned another Polaris and Arachne card. After selling Arachne, we were ready for the next fight. This time, our opponents were Corvus, Tristan, Alvana, Morrigan, and Sebastian. 3 of our heroes came extremely close to dying, but thankfully, they managed to survive and secure the victory. It was a longer fight, but we eventually won and earned 54 stall coins. We then picked up a single Polaris card, followed by the Arachne and Polaris card we had pinned earlier. After selling Arachne again, we pinned a double Burner card and headed into the next battle. This fight went much more smoothly, and Polaris was a huge reason why. Her control abilities were incredibly helpful here, keeping the enemy under control and giving our team enough time to finish them off. We earned another 54 stall coins and returned to the development shop once again. We bought our pinned double Polaris card and a double Kayla card. Then we found a 50% discounted Arachne and Polaris card, a 50% discounted Aidan and Kayla card, and a single Aidan card. We pinned the other card and bought the 50% discounted Aidan and Kayla card before heading into battle. This time, we did lose Zeus near the end, but our remaining 4 strong heroes were more than enough to finish the fight. We secured another victory and collected 80 stall coins. Back in the development shop, we bought the 50% discounted Arachne and Polaris card, followed by the single Aidan card we had pinned earlier. We also picked up a single Polaris card and refreshed the shop. Another single Aidan card appeared, so we bought it, followed by a 50% discounted double Burner card. With our team prepared, we moved on to the next battle. Once again, Kayla's jump behind the monster was extremely effective. She got into position and started tearing it down from behind. The battle lasted for a while, but we finished it without losing a single hero, and earned another 80 stall coins. Back in the development shop, we bought a 50% discounted Zeus and Burner card. After another refresh, we found a 50% discounted Zeus card and a double Kayla card, which we bought. We refreshed again, and found a 50% discounted single Zeus card, so we grabbed that too. Another refresh gave us an Aidan and Kayla card and a double Zeus card. We pinned both and headed into the next battle. Now, this chapter might look easy when you watch it, but trust me, it isn't. You have to be very strategic with your team choices and know exactly which heroes and cards to prioritize. So, if you're following along, make sure you follow these steps carefully, because they can make this chapter much easier. We won the battle and received another 80 stall coins. Then, back in the development shop, we also received 180 additional stall coins from our 3 unused lives. Now it was time to spend those resources carefully. We bought the pinned Aidan and Kayla card, followed by a double Zeus card. At this point, we also needed to start focusing on pets, so we bought Marlin and Axel. After another refresh, we picked up Chorus, and after another refresh, we got Biscuit. We refreshed again, and now the only thing we really needed was a double Aidan card. So we refreshed once more and, luckily, got 2 double Aidan cards. We only needed one, so we bought a single one and prepared for the final battle. Our final team was Kayla with Albus, Zeus with Axel, Burner with Chorus, Aidan with Marlin, and Polaris with Biscuit, with Albus as our team pet. And on the enemy side, we were facing Kayla, Sebastian, Isaac, Aidan, and Nebula. And this is where all the preparation finally paid off. Thanks to the composition we built throughout the chapter, we cleared the final battle on our very first attempt. For completing chapter 6, we received the gift of the Dominion, containing 50,000 Valor coins and 10 Sapphire medallions. And just like that, chapter 6 was cleared. The key here wasn't simply having powerful heroes, it was making the right purchases, managing stall coins, choosing the right pets, and building the team strategically from one battle to the next. And that's how we conquered chapter 6. Smart card choices, careful stall coin management, and the right pets made all the difference. Tell me in the comments how your run went. If this guide helped, like the video, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more Hero Wars strategies. Now go out there, play smart, and dominate the battlefield.